So the developers nowadays who get every opportunity they want, they aren't actually the best coders in the room. So they have something that most people nowadays seem to be completely ignoring. I've noticed a pattern in the industry in the last years. You have on the one side, you have those developers who are very good technically, and they know the design patterns, they write clean code, they solve complex problems, but somehow they're always struggling, always applying, always waiting for someone to notice them. And on the other side, you have the developers who are good, but not necessarily the best. So the opportunities, they just seem to find them. The recruiters reach out, the companies want them, they don't chase jobs. Jobs actually chase them. And what's the difference? It's not their GitHub, it's not their years of experience, it's not even the technical skills that they have. This is what I've been calling the developer hour. And that's what I'm trying to break down for you today. So let me be real with you and share a bit of my story. A few years ago, I was the invisible developer. I was good at what I did. I worked hard, study on the weekends, study at night, very consistently on that. But I was just another developer, trying to blend in, waiting to be picked. I thought if I just get better technically, everything would click. So I did what everyone kind of do, studied more, did more projects, optimized the resume, and nothing really changed that much. So I remember the day that something shifted, and honestly, it wasn't some big strategic move. It wasn't more like an almost accidental move. I stopped trying to be what I thought a professional developer should look like. I stopped performing and I started just being myself. Speaking how I actually want to speak. Showing up how I actually am. And this was actually when everything changed. People wanted to work with me. Opportunities appeared from the sky. I started getting offers I never applied for. And at first, I thought it was just luck. But then I kind of noticed the patterns because there was a system behind it, even though I discovered it by accident. And that's what I want to share with you today. So I've kind of broke this down into 3 pillars, and these are 3 things that when they are aligned, they're creating what I call the global dev hour. So basically it's signal, presence, and identity. So most developers, they focus only on the first one, the signal, and even that they do wrong. So let me show you what I mean by that. Signal is what you show to the world before anyone meets you. This is your code, your projects, your digital presence, what people see when they Google your name, for example. So most developers think that signal means have a good GitHub or build side projects. That's really the surface level, because real signal is about proof of thinking. So no proof of coding, okay? Proof of thinking. So anyone can build a to-do app nowadays, anyone can follow YouTube tutorial, and that's only noise. The true signal is when someone looks at your work and thinks, oh, this person thinks deeply and this is good. So person proof solves real problems. So this person understands systems. It's not about quantity, it's about showing how your mind works. One well-documented project showing your decision-making process is worth more than 50 tutorial clones. So your LinkedIn headline, your GitHub heading, how you describe what you do, all this is signal. And this is just the first step. So here's the key. Your signal should make people be curious about you before they ever talk to you. If your digital presence, for example, doesn't make someone think oh, I want to know more about this person. So your signal is weak. But signal alone, it's not enough, because eventually they meet you, and that's where most doubts will fall apart. So the second one is presence. Presence is how you show up, how you communicate, how you make people feel when they interact with you. And this is where technical people struggle the most. And I get it. We are actually trained to focus on logic, on code, on systems, and nobody actually teach us this about presence. But here's the truth. In any interview, any meeting, any interaction, people are subconsciously asking themselves one question only. Do I want to work with this person? Not, is this person smart? Because they assume you're smart. You got the interview. So they are asking, is this someone I want on my team? Someone I can trust? Someone who will make my life easier or harder? And after that, they decide. This is the first few minutes. In the first few minutes, they decide that. So based on your presence, what makes your presence stronger? First, calm under pressure. When you don't know something, do you panic, or do you say, I haven't worked with this specifically, but here's how I would approach this problem? With complete calmness. So the developers who get offers, they aren't the ones who know everything. They are the ones who handle uncertainty with confidence. Second is the structured communication. When you explain something, is this clear or do you ramble? Strong presence means that you speak in structure. You pause, you let the silence speak, you let your words land. You don't fill every silence with noise. Third is the genuine engagement. Are you actually present in the conversation, or are you in your head worrying about the next question is going to look like? So understand this, the best developers I know make you feel heard. They ask questions, they are curious person. They're not just waiting for their turn to speak. So this is presence, and it can be developed. It's not magic, it's not burned. So it's practice, just practice. But there's one more piece, the deepest one actually, the one that ties everything together. The third, which is identity. Identity is who you actually are, not who you're pretending to be. This is the pillar that changed everything for me, because for years I was trying to be someone I wasn't. I had this idea of what a successful developer should look like, really, and sound like, and act like, and I was trying to fit into that kind of mod. So it was formal, serious, never smile, always talking about technical things, never showing personality in humanity. So it wasn't working, because people can feel when you're not being real. Even they can articulate it, really. So the moment I stopped performing, the moment I start showing up as myself, everything just shifted. So let me be clear with you. I'm not saying just be yourself in some naive way. I'm not saying abandon the professionalism or say whatever comes to your mind. What I'm saying is the authentic presence is magnetic. The performant presence is forgettable. So the developers who stand out nowadays aren't playing a character. They've integrated who they are with what they do. They can talk about their weekend, they can dive into system architecture, and both will feel natural. You know what I mean? So they have opinions, and they have personality. They're not afraid to be real human. And here's why this matters for your career. When you're authentic, you attract the right opportunities. companies that align with you, with who you actually are, and teams that make sense, where you belong, roles you can thrive. When you're performing, you attract wherever you were performing for. And then you are stuck being the person. So identity isn't just about your career strategy. It's about building a career that doesn't drain you. A career that feels like an extension of who you are. And not just some mask you put on every day. So this is the deepest work, but let me tell you, it's the most valuable work you do in your life. So let's bring this together to make a conclusion of this. Signal makes people curious about you before they even met you. And presence make people want to work with you when they met you. So, and then your identity makes everything sustainable and magnetic long term. When these three are aligned, something really interesting happens. You stop feeling like you're constantly trying to prove yourself. You actually stop chasing, you start attracting. And it's not manipulation, it's not a fake until you make it, okay? It's actually becoming the kind of person who naturally creates opportunities. Because if you don't work on all the three levels, the technical skills are the baseline. Then they get you in the room, but signal, presence, and identity, that's what makes companies chase you. That's the key. So that's the global Delve Aura I'm trying to share with you today. And let me be honest with you, I'm still working on this myself. I don't have it all figured out. Every single day I'm trying to improve. Technically, yes, but also as a person, as a man, as a husband, as everything. Because this isn't a destination, it's a practice. But the difference between where I was and where I am now is night and day. Because it all started when I stopped trying to be what I thought I should be and start building from who I actually am. So if this resonates with you, I'm going to be talking a lot more about this, how to build your signal, how to develop your presence, how to go deeper into the identity work. That's the hard one to do, but go deeper on that most developers and even people never think about. So subscribe if you want to go on this journey, and if you want to go even deeper, if you want to actually work on this with real guidance and get real results and go to another level in your career, in your life, that's something I help people with too. But for now, I want to know which one of these three pillars is your current weakest for you right now. It's signal, presence, identity. So drop it in the comments. I read everything, and I will see you in the next one.